Oh, this one's special. I've been wanting to work with this company for a while, and now that we've finally touched base, they've sent over one of their products for evaluation. And they're doing it right by sending one of their premier keyboards in. Meet Rakk Gears, and let's get their Sinag Pro wireless mechanical keyboard unboxed. But before we continue with the video, let's keep the lights on here in the studio. This video was brought to you by Sneak Attack Design Lab. They're a clothing company that specializes in technical fashion, more commonly known as techwear, and you can see me in their clothes in most of my videos. I've been supporting their brand ever since I met them back in 2019, and now they're returning the favor. Head on over to the link in the description to get 10% off of your order from their site. Check their clothes out. You're bound to see something badass over there that'll look great on you. Thank you very much to Sneak Attack for this exclusive promo for my viewers. Now, back to the video. So the Sinag Pro is a 96-key wireless mechanical keyboard from Rakk Gears, a Philippine-based company that designs and creates gaming peripherals and accessories. As we can see here at the front, it's already got some interesting features listed. It's got options for connectivity, south-facing switches, a screen, a gasket mount case, and universal hot swap sockets. Nice. Moving on over to the back, we just see more specs listed. Interesting to see a large 4000 mAh battery on this, and of course, software support. I like it already. Upon opening up the box, we see all the things I like when packaging a keyboard. An included hard plastic cover, wax bag, and pieces of closed cell foam at the ends to protect the keyboard from bumps during shipping. Great job here, Rakk. Let's put the keyboard aside for now and check out the accessories. In this white box, we get a braided USB-A to USB-C data and charging cable, USB 2.0, so no fast charging. We get a combo keycap and switch puller, and we get an extra 3 pieces of Rakk yellow switches, and they do feel pretty good. Then at the bottom of everything, we get the manual, which we will instinctively ignore. That's everything in the box. Let's head on over to the product tour. Before moving on to the product tour, I would just like to remind you that if you're liking the video so far, please consider subscribing. Less than 1% of the people watching my videos are subscribed to the channel. Subscribing is free and greatly helps me in continuously creating content for this channel. And of course, is always greatly appreciated. Alright, let's head on over to the product tour. So this is the Rakk Sinag Pro. As we can see, it's a good-looking tri-toned 96-key mechanical keyboard. Majority of the keyboard is in white, some keys are in concrete gray, and even fewer keys are in a stone black. Very, very stylish. And of course, we can't discount the fact that there's a numpad here, which I absolutely love. Not just for work, but for gaming as well. It makes inputting those vendor prices in Fallout 76 way easier. The body is all plastic, and it's as minimalist as they come. No lip around the corners, no unnecessary bumpers or cutaways, and definitely no overstyling. Sides are clear as well, and flipping the keyboard over, we can see the 2.4 GHz receiver nook, huge rubber feet at the corners, 2-stage flip-up feet, and all the 8 screws that we need to undo to access the inside. Very, very convenient. Going back to the front, we can see 2 features that are out of the ordinary for this tier of keyboard. At the upper right corner, we have a metal dial with a knurled knob, and in between the F12 and the delete key, a little display screen. Alright, we'll get to those in a minute. Taking a keycap off, we can see that they are PBT double shot keycaps, so there's no risk of the legends on these ever wearing out. And taking off the spacebar reveals the pre-lubed cherry style stabilizers, the flex plate, and the pour-on foam in the middle of the flex plate and the PCB. Pretty solid feature set. Alright, we've taken a look at the outside, let's dive deeper into the Rakk Sinag Pro. Before disassembly, I suggest pulling off the knob first. Just pull it off gently, it'll come off. Next, we have to undo these 8 screws at the bottom. Then I suggest lifting up the feet so you have somewhere to grip, and slowly pull the bottom case off. Don't yank it off, as there are 2 sets of wires that connect the bottom case to the PCB. Once that's off, we can see the huge 4000 mAh battery here, as well as the foam strips that are part of the gasket system for this keyboard. The entire underside has a shaped silicone insert too, for weight and to minimize sound resonance inside the case. Let's put it aside for now and take a look at the PCB and flex plate assembly. Upon pulling it all out from the top case, we can see the full sandwich of flex plate, foam, clear film, PCB, then foam again inside the Sinag Pro. This is such a complete build that I'm finding it hard to recommend anything aftermarket to install into this keyboard. Alright, that's everything for the build. Let's get it reassembled and let's check out the software. Alright, before we head on over to the screen record of the software, let's take a gander at this screen first, the small one on the actual keyboard. Turning on the keyboard activates the screen and it defaults to a digital clock with indicators showing the date, battery life, and the current mode of connection. Now, the screen is controlled by the knob. Rotating the knob right and left allows us to scroll through the menu, and pressing on the knob selects whatever it is currently highlighted on the keyboard. Options available on board are controls for the RGB effect, color, brightness, animation speed, volume, system compatibility, meaning if it's compatible with Windows or Mac, and of course language of the menu with options in either English or Chinese. I do not speak nor read Chinese, so English it is. Alright, let's head on over to the software. Upon opening up the Rakk Sinag Pro, we're greeted by the key assignment page. This is where we can assign different functions to any of the keys on the keyboard. And as we can see here on the left side, we can even scroll through 3 different configuration profiles. Next page we have is macro recording, where you can record a string of inputs and bind them to a key on the previous page, so when you press that button it'll repeat that string of inputs. This is a fairly standard feature on keyboards, so I won't delve into it too much. Next we have our lighting modes, where we can select from a ton of lighting animations for the RGB backlight. Then we have controls for the TFT screen. There is a pre-installed Rakk logo animation for the screen, but since there's also an option to upload a custom animation, I uploaded this little GIF of the Fallout 76 logo here. So yeah, feel free to customize this as you wish. I've seen people put K-pop on here. Then the next 2 pages are for the customized lighting settings for the per key static and animated RGB. Then we have reactive lighting, which animates the RGB lighting on the keyboard according to the current audio levels from the system. And as the last page, we have keyboard settings, which include an option for the software to start automatically upon system power on. And this is something new for me, a key response time. I find this very useful, as sometimes installing different switches messes with the response of the keyboard. With the Sinag Pro, you can set the delay time to reduce chattering or repeat inputs with the keys, especially with very fast switches. Very useful. It's very nice to see this, Rakk. Alright, that's everything for the software. Let's head on over to our favorite part, the sound test. So for the sound test, I'm pitting the Rakk Sinag Pro against 2 other keyboards, the Aula F75 and the I Love B87. They all have that smooth, marbly sound, and we're going to see how they all go up against each other. Yeah, as you can hear, the Rakk Sinag Pro and those Rakk yellow switches are no joke. They can easily give the F75 and B87 a run for their money when it comes to the sound or feel. They all sound marbly, but I think I prefer the slightly middle-centric register of the F75 over the Sinag Pro. It's just slightly more pleasing to the ear for me. It's not a big advantage, if any, it's just a personal preference. Speaking about preference though, I have to give it up to these Rakk yellow switches. They feel smooth as hell, and I greatly prefer them compared to the switches on both the B87 and the F75. There is just one downside to them, which I find is getting more and more common among these marbly sounding keyboards, and it's the very harsh and ringy bottom out. But yeah, the Rakk Sinag Pro definitely passed with flying colors on this one. It can definitely run with the big guns in this segment. So what do we think about the Rakk Sinag Pro? Coming in at 2,995 pesos or just a bit over $51 estimated, this is an amazing value keyboard. It's got everything that I like in a keyboard. Simple minimalist styling, complete and robust build, lots of customizability in the software, and most of all, smooth switches and a sound profile previously unheard of from a straight out of the box keyboard. No less ones from the Philippines. Then having a customizable TFT screen, an integrated control dial, and an easy-to-open case aren't requirements for me per se, but these are very nice to haves, and it's nice that we have them here with the Sinag Pro. If you're looking to upgrade to a medium-sized keyboard that won't need much, if any, modding to be enjoyable, this should be in your cart. So that's the Rakk Sinag Pro wireless mechanical keyboard. If you have any questions about it, leave them down in a comment and I'll do my best to answer them. While you're there, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps out a lot. That's it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.